Hello, everybody. It's 20 degrees, going to 32, 10 minutes before 8 o'clock on Thursday morning, June the 28th. And it's Davey's big day. Kick
and
off
boy,
to
does
summer.
he know how to do it.
Yeah, I'm going to gain 10 pounds just from this.
I know, from this week.
Summer week.
It's just unbelievable. And so Dave's outside right now, and he's with Bernie Gerl, who is an award-winning ribber, because Ribfest is coming to town. David?
Ribber.
Thank you so much, ladies. Yes, Bernie's out here, and he's just slapping on the, well, this is probably some kind of Jack Daniels barbecue sauce, right, Bernie?
We're a little better than Jack Daniels here.
Are you?
Okay? Yeah, we're Camp 31.
Oh, okay. Now, you spent 8 months of the year just touring around, going to various barbecue events.
Yeah, we tour from St. Pete's, Florida, to Ottawa, Ontario.
Yep.
From East Coast to West Coast and everywhere in between.
Right. Now, the World Barbecue, we were talking about this earlier. It seems like every week there's a World Barbecue Championship going on somewhere on the planet, even in places you might not expect.
Well, Memphis has a big one, Memphis in May. That's a big barbecue.
Yeah.
Also, the Jack Daniels, right in Lynchburg, Tennessee.
Yes.
They have the Jack Daniels competition, and that's the World Championships, invite only.
And there's a big one in Reno coming up.
Yeah, big one in Reno, but you know what? The biggest one for Canada right now is this weekend, right here in Toronto.
And that starts when? Tonight or tomorrow?
It starts tomorrow, goes all weekend. It's in Centennial Park.
Centennial Park, and there's music and barbecue.
Music, barbecue, full family entertainment.
Okay. Now listen, there are people who get very religious, semi-religious about barbecue. The way they do the ribs, whether they're using pork ribs or whether they're using beef ribs. What have you got on here now?
Well, the whole deal to barbecue is not just throwing it on the grill, right?
No.
This is just to finish it off. We're just making this our famous sauce stick.
It starts many hours before.
This started many hours before.
Yeah.
So these ribs turn in a smoker. They get rubbed, smoked. They're smoked low and slow for about 4 hours.
Low and slow.
Low and slow.
Is the mantra, is it not?
Yeah, that's the slogan to barbecue.
Yeah.
Barbecue is a verb, not a noun. So.
And if you're going to do it right at home, you do have to try and get the barbecue down to like 250 degrees or something, and put smoker chips or something in the bottom.
Yeah, so you make your heat on one side, and the other side is just to get your smoke.
That's right.
And you get enough heat, and it's just like a little convection oven.
Right. And some people boil ribs beforehand. How do you feel about that?
Ooh, that's a bad word.
Is that a bad one?
We don't talk about the B word.
Okay, now talk about the way ribs are supposed to look when they're perfectly done, because there's this pink element, right?
Yeah, we'll take
Bernie?
a look. So if we pull that off, you can see the smoke ring, right?
Yes.
Everyone thinks that's give me a well done rib.
Yeah.
So if we pull that apart here, you can see there's a smoke ring inside, right? So we'll cut her aside.
Yeah.
You can see the smoke ring coming up there.
Yes.
That is not underdone. That's been smoked and it's been temped.
Yes.
These are fall apart. So I can take this knife and it cuts down like butter.
Yeah.
See, we just
like butter. And that's
like
that is the litmus test. If you're going to be a world champion barbecuer, when you go into competition, the judges look for that. That has to be there.
Well, it has to hold on the bone a little bit. It can't be like boiled, like this. Boiled ribs will fall away from the bone.
Yeah.
These here still hang on the bone a little bit.
Okay.
But they also are tender as can be.
Okay. Now you've also got pulled pork here.
Oh, pulled pork. This is,
Right.
when we came to Canada about 20 years ago from Alabama, we tried selling pork.
Alabama.
Yeah, well. We tried selling pork sandwiches and we sold, dozens of pork sandwiches. Everyone's looking at it. I can't eat that. It looks like dog food.
Now, pulled pork starts out as what cut of pork?
We call it actually is a shoulder, but we call it the butt.
Right.
It's a butt. And so we smoked this overnight for 12 hours.
Yeah.
And
that's low and slow,
that's
too.
real low and slow.
Yeah.
And it comes out and it's a round chunk of meat and we just push on it and it just melts into butter. We call this meat candy.
Now, what about all the accoutrements that go along with great barbecue, like good slaw, like hush puppies, like catfish? Do you do catfish?
Well, we do catfish at the restaurant.
Yeah.
But not at the rib show. So
No.
at the rib show, you're getting chicken ribs, pulled pork.
Yeah.
There's brisket. All the guys do cornbread, beans, coleslaw, potato salad. Everything that you can find on a southern barbecue, you'll find at the park.
And you touch all the major food groups there. There's nothing healthier for your body than this.
Well, there's no carbs here, I'll tell you that much. This is all meat and potatoes.
Is there any type of meat, Bernie, that does not respond to barbecue?
Well, I'm not going to tell you what they cook in the South, but they cook everything and it all responds, right from the roadkill and up.
Right, oh yeah, armadillo. You ever had armadillo?
No, but you know what? In Toronto this weekend, they're bringing a camel to the park, the zoo. I thought, I wonder what a camel tastes like.
No, they'd be a little. I think that'd be a little gamey, a little chewy.
Maybe a little
You have to ask Gerl about that.
Maybe some Jack Daniel's sauce.
Okay, the Toronto Ribfest Food and Music Festival starts tomorrow, runs all through the weekend at Centennial Park. People come down, they listen to some great music, they chow down on some fantastic food. Yeah, I guess you could have a beer or two, maybe.
I might have a beer or two myself.
Yeah, exactly. We thank you so much for being down here. It's going to be a great weekend for it, the holiday weekend. Get out, enjoy it with your family, and hey, maybe there's even be some soccer you can watch this week. Are you a soccer fan?
Yeah, I saw the game yesterday.
Okay, and there's one today. All right. Well, I'll have a little pulled pork. Can I put?
Yeah, go ahead. Give in there. Meat candy right there.
No, that is.
Yeah.
You could just put that. You could fill my coffin up with that and bury me in pulled pork.
We're going to serve some sandwiches here today.
Okay, thanks so much, Bernie. Okay, you're watching the morning show on a Thursday, and it's kind of my day. We'll be right back.
I feel good.
Live from Bloor Street in downtown Toronto, it's the morning show.
Everybody up.
Thanks, kiddo.
You understand now, David,
What's the matter?
that no one, none of the crew, nobody is actually concentrating on the show. What they are concentrating on
It's so Pavlovian.
is how to get their hands on one of those sandwiches.
One of these pulled pork sandwiches. That smell pushes a huge trigger in us. It's like when you're in. You have this with popcorn. If somebody has popcorn in the building,
Yeah,
and
I mean, like,
those whatever those molecules are that float
bloodhound.
around in the air, then you got to find it.
yeah.
You got to find it.
Yeah, but a barbecue is like that, where if you're out for a walk on a summer evening and suddenly you smell someone having a barbecue, it's,
Yes.
it's having the barbecue.
And you know what else? Barbecue in the cold travels fast too. Like if somebody
Yeah.
goes out on their deck in the winter and barbecues a steak, that smell goes everywhere too.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a strange thing, the power of
How is
smell.
that? Good?
Really, really good. I really got into the smoker chip thing for a while.
Did you?
Well, you just soak you buy the little packet of chips. They can be apple wood or cherry wood or whatever, and you soak them for a few hours in the water, and then you put them in a little...
For Global in a few minutes. But first, we're going to take a look at your weather with Dayru. She's outside.
Thank you, Liza. Well, we're not exactly getting a lot of work done here outside of our studios, and that's because we have a lot of distractions in the form of barbecue. We have pulled pork, ribs. Look at this. We're eating this for breakfast today. It's good to work on the morning show. Thank you very much, Bernie. Let's take a look at your forecast. It is really going to be heating up today in terms of the heat and the humidity.